Hello lovelies, my name is Stephanie, but you can call me Steph, and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, then welcome. I make videos about being trans and things like that. Today's video is dedicated to Maya Poppy. Hello Maya, thank you so much for your suggestion of this video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to cope with misgendering. This is a type of video I'd like to take forwards where you guys recommend something, I give you a shout out, I do a video about it, all of those good things. So if you enjoy this video, please don't forget to thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to follow Instagram, the thing, you know the things. I'm not gonna repeat the things because you already know the things. But yeah, that. Okay, so how to cope with misgendering. So just a little bit of context. Misgendering is when someone accidentally or maliciously uses your incorrect pronoun, your dead name, and things like that. So for example, if someone were to come up to me and call me a he, I don't know how they would, but if someone were to come up to me and call me a he, then I would have been misgendered, and if someone was to come up and kind of maliciously, intentionally misgender me, then that would be an intentional, malicious misgendering, and that's kind of how that works. That's what misgendering is. So, how to cope with being misgendered. It's never a good situation when you've been misgendered. It doesn't make you feel good. It's not something that you want to go through. It's just kind of a sad situation to be in when someone has misgendered you. So my advice for dealing with being misgendered is to firstly remove yourself from the situation and remember that someone else's opinion of you and someone else's words, they don't define you, and although they may affect you, which is absolutely fine because they do affect all of us, like every single one of us, but it's to remember that regardless of whether or not it's upset you, regardless of whether or not it's being done maliciously, someone's words don't have to define you, even if they hurt you. And it's okay to be hurt by someone's words, you know, it's a completely human reaction to something, I think anyway. But just don't convince yourself that someone else's words have any precedence over your own identity, because they shouldn't and they don't. So that's the first thing to note when dealing with misgendering. The second thing to note is if someone's accidentally misgendered you, try not to let it get to you, because it might be a person who's genuinely trying to have a kind of sensitive approach but has misgendered you, or someone who isn't used to your pronouns yet and things like that. Like, it can be an honest mistake, and I think something we do in the trans community so often is we think that everyone who accidentally misgenders someone who is trans, we think it's malicious, and it isn't always. Sometimes people genuinely are just kind of unsure and they've made an assumption and they're wrong. So if someone accidentally misgenders you, make sure to correct them, to help educate them, but try not to hold it against them because it might be a genuine kind of mistake. So the next thing is just to say that some people are misgendering you out of ignorance. The people who are misgendering you maliciously are just ignorant people, so don't lower yourself to their level. Don't try and alleviate the situation, because that person is just an ignorant arsebag. You don't have to deal with that person. You can walk away from that situation. So don't lower yourself to the level of just a horrible person who thinks that misgendering you is okay, because it is absolutely not okay. So what are my coping mechanisms for being misgendered? Well, I think a lot of it comes from just removing yourself from the situation, trying to breathe through it, trying to recall affirming moments that take you out of the situation where someone's misgendered you and you go into another situation. I don't know about you guys, but for me, if ever someone would misgender me and misgender me maliciously, I would think back to a time where I was gendered correctly or someone made the right assumption of my pronoun, and then all of a sudden it's like, this is someone who's maliciously trying to do this, it's not their actual opinion. This is someone whose actual opinion is correct of me. So it's just finding that kind of balance and having the ability in those moments to kind of recall that information of like, well, this person gendered me correctly, so it must be fine. I think also just breathing through the situation, just kind of taking a second, kind of big breath in, big breath out, just calming down and diffusing the situation within your own mind, because I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. There are going to be people who misgender you to this day. I am misgendered on this channel, people misgender me in the comments and things like that, and it happens. It's something that we as trans people unfortunately have to deal with, because people have a lower level of respect for trans people in the kind of the general population. Not to say that there aren't elements of the general population that are really accepting, but generally people are quite unaccepting of being trans, so you will always get people who are misgendering you. So it's about developing kind of a thicker skin and learning to cope with that, and learning to cope with the fact that everyone has an opinion, most of them don't matter, and just kind of moving forwards and moving around the fact that everyone has opinion, but their opinion of you doesn't matter. But I just wanted to take this opportunity for an affirming moment to just say to you personally, if someone's misgendering you, I just want to say, as another trans person, as a trans person you watch maybe, you are valid, your pronoun choices are your own, and people who are misgendering you maliciously are complete and utter trash, and they're so below you that their opinions of yourself don't even matter. Your opinion matters, and I love you and I believe in you and I think you're valid. And so the next time someone misgenders you, and it's malicious and it upsets you and it makes you question everything, think back to that moment with me just then where I said you were valid, or think back to a moment that validated you in your own transition, and think back to that moment with fondness and kind of fall into the, well, this person's just being an arse for being the sake of being an arse, but this person genuinely thought I was the gender identity that I'm presenting as, and that really affirmed me. And think back to those really affirming moments, because they will help you cope and get through those moments where people misgender you or dead name you and things like that. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. This video, once again, is dedicated to Maya Poppy. Hi Maya! I can't remember what part of the world you're in, but I hope you're having an amazing day, staying safe, having a lovely day, all of those good things. If you guys want to see more videos like this, if you want a dedicated video, if you want a shout out, all of those things, then please just comment them down below, and I make a note of all the comments, so any video suggestions will definitely be taken forwards. Please also list your preferred name and pronoun in the comment if you want a shout out, because I know some of you, your usernames don't necessarily assign with your chosen name, so please do let me know in the comments down below. And I will see you in a couple of days for another video. Bye!